All right, welcome everyone to another awesome matchup of RGL. We've got a pretty cool map, pretty interesting map, something new. PL Eruption coming out tonight against Team Fun and Fast Fourth. My name is Voxday. I'm joined by Space Ghost Coffee. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to be casting some Highlander for a change. I've been taking a little break from casting, but getting back, got to keep sharp. And Highlander, good way to do it. A lot of friends of mine in the server, and I'm pretty ready to get excited. But before we get too deep into the actual game that's gonna happen, we should talk about. We do have some things to mention. Specifically, we have one TF2 coaching central. So this is we got if you're an experienced Sixes player, experienced whatever. It's basically a resource hub for new players to help get them into the game. Video guide, mentoring, demo reviews, hugs for newcomer IM players, all that kind of wonderful stuff. There's a Discord you can join. So if you're an experienced player and you want to help out the community a little, there's a one easy way you can do it.
Yeah, it's one of those awesome things. The one thing about the TF2 community has always been how people are always willing to jump in and help and mentor new players. So really, this is a great opportunity for one, if you're looking to grow your knowledge base about the game, and two, if you're looking to pass down your knowledge. So definitely get involved in it too. And one thing about the graphic that's maybe interesting to talk about at some point, it sounds like there's going to be the Newcomer Cup 2 at some point. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled, eyes and ears, join the Discord, keep yourself informed, and for information that I'm sure will be coming down the line.
Yeah, it looks like there is even a neat little QR code you can scan there. Gotta make things easy. But coaching call, let's see, what else? Oh, we have have some stickers. We got all kinds of stuff there we can talk about later, I suppose. Because it looks like we do have 18 in the server. That's pretty exciting. And like Voxday mentioned, we are on like a somewhat newish map. It's the first time it's being played in the regular season. I believe it's been played in a new cup before. But we are playing at PL Eruption, so there's going to be a lot of new strats, new technology getting broken out from both teams here to figure out what they want to do. But I guess before we get started, before we get too deep in the weeds, you can probably go over some rosters.
Yeah, so I'll run down the roster for Team Fun. We've seen them a few times on the cast, but we got a little bit of a different lineup for them this time around. Over on Scout, we've got Triple, who's going to be ringing. Joey Lemons, we've seen him before on Soldier. Hunter on Pyro. Bowl filling in again for Demo. We saw him on Product, had a great match. Honesty on Heavy. Hyphen on NG. Casper on Medic. Lenny, the man, the myth, the legend on Sniper. And Jacob on Spy.
Yeah, Team Fun gets 2 scouts. That's weird. But for Fast Fourth, we got Blank on Scout, Jay Hunpei on Soldier, Melon on Pyro, DT on Demo, Poseidon on Heavy, Rebel on NG, Toy on Medic, Mujet on Sniper, and Jay-Z on Spy. So familiar teams, but different rosters. It's Highlander, 18 players. As you imagine, there's going to be some shakeup between the two. So Triple is ringing for Logan Logan's off on greater adventures or whatever he's doing. And Jay, I don't know if Jay's actually. I think Jay's ringing probably for maybe Other. I don't know the deeds, but regardless, Jay in on Soldier, pretty powerful player. But we got a lot of powerful players on both teams. Also got Sim Karma versus DT. So those are 2 demos who didn't really play last season, but 2 very powerful, high invite demos. And I'm excited to see this matchup, especially like the battle of the brains between the Jacob team and all the combined collective brain power of Fast Fourth.
Yeah, I mean, this is the matchup I think that we've been waiting for. I mean, we've seen at least I've personally casted a couple matches with Team Fun, and they really look solid. And it's kind of been like last week we're kind of hoping for a little bit to see some fireworks, but Team Fun kind of came out and dominated. This is where you got a payload map. It's something new, different strategies. You don't know exactly how it's going to be played. You got 2 4-0 teams here, and I'm pretty sure neither of them have lost even a map point thus far, too. So I'm really hoping that this is going to be like, a lot of fireworks, a lot of, DM back and forth, but also just like a solid match that's pretty well contested. I'm hoping it's not a roll one way or the other.
I would doubt if it's a roll one way or the other. I think it's pretty competitive because if you look at the 2 rosters, I think you can see there's definitely like both have their strengths and weaknesses. Fast fourth, especially with Ring and Jay on Soldier, Blank and Jay, those are two names you really don't want to play against, and having to play against them both at the same time is not ideal. Those are two players you really don't want to mess with. And Triple and Joey Lemons are no slouches either, but Joey's a demo main playing Soldier, and he's very good at it, but it's definitely it's hard to compete with two players with those big names. But it is also payload, so sometimes that can blunt the effectiveness of the flank. But meanwhile you got Lenny and Jacob, the dynamic duo over here on the pick classes, always doing Eldritch horrors to the enemy team. So that'll be interesting to see, like kind of those two. Maybe, I'm not going to say discrepancies because the game hasn't happened yet, but potential discrepancies.
Yeah, I mean, I know for my sake, I'm really interested in watching how the flanks perform on this because, like you said, Blank and Jay, it's a really scary combo. Triple is filling in. I mean, Kid Worry, he's no slouch, like you said. But I gotta say, yeah, I gotta say, Triple has been studying the blade in Apex a little bit more.
Ooh.
The Octane main himself, so he still likes to go fast, but. So hopefully that'll translate over towards his scout gameplay. It's still the same engine between Apex and TF2. Yeah.
I saw Triple doing wonderful things in CSGO last night, actually. Some absolutely wonderful things.
Wow.
So Triple's been preparing all the FPSs for
Renaissance, man. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this map, like I said, I don't have too much experience on it. I got a chance to float around to hear a little bit about how it's played. I'm curious to see how the snipers play. It does look, there are some solid sightlines on here, but a lot of the sightlines that I saw, or at least a few of them, looked like dangerous places that only your sniper would play, and maybe a little bit further away from the combo. So the spies maybe have a chance to eat here, really kind of do some damage. Soldiers bombing over the top, but we've seen Lenny on the cast multiple times. He's an absolute monster with that sniper scope. And Mujet, I'm not as familiar with.
Mujet's also a monster. I believe he's from Brazil, has 150 ping, and he makes me and a lot of the other snipers very angry because you just die through walls and you get upset. But Mujet is quite terrifying to play against. Definitely a very good counterpart to Lenny in terms of, like, if you want a list of players that you think can challenge and beat Lenny, Mujet's definitely on that list. No slouch.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I think this is going to be, it does sound like it's going to shake out to be a pretty solid matchup. I think, like we said, spies have the opportunity, soldiers. We'll see how Jacob and Jay Yeezy kind of stack up. I mean, Jacob Demento himself, I mean, basically main calls on that spy class. So you're talking someone with so much experience, but then, coming up on a newer map, obviously that experience helps you in a lot of ways, but maybe some of the playing field is leveled a little bit because maybe there are some things that, Fast Fourth or even Jay Easy himself. I mean, it's not like you're really going spy v spy very often, but opportunities for some of these players to kind of shake things up on a new map.
Most definitely. And also one thing about that experience is experience helps when you're in new situations. It helps you can think back to past situations, maybe come up with a solution to things. So definitely potentially it could be an advantage or could equalize things. We'll have to see how the Jacob team adjusts. We do have our good old RGL official vote there coming 2025. And
yeah,
for the Melon team, I'm honestly surprised. I think I'm expecting Jay to do very, very well just because it's Jay. But there's so many question marks in terms of like the map. It's been a bit since Jay's played Soldier, so I'm scared to see Jay in the server, but it's also like there's so many question marks. I don't know if this is going to allow him to just do Jay things all the time.
Yeah, and I have to pause because I have to ask a little bit about the RGL boat. I mean, are we talking like kind of just like a little skiff that's going across the
that looks like a solid I call that a yacht.
Okay, so we got a yacht. I mean, are we talking like stabby in the house? But okay, wait, we're going
there we go. Yeah, that's definitely a yacht. That's a solid. I'd even consider that more of that's more of a ship than a boat.
Oh, okay, yeah. What about? I forgot we got SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs, and I kind of see myself as a SpongeBob. At least no, I don't know.
Do you?
I don't know.
I
I don't know which
aged,
one I
like
want to
fine
be.
wine into a Squidward, I'd say. Definitely more of a Squidward.
Oh boy. All right, let's take a look. You know, it's setup time. We had a little bit of time to have some fun. We're gonna see Fast Fourth on defense first, so Team Fun are gonna get a chance to set the time. Engineer, Rebel setting up in kind of what I learned as a pretty typical spot over by the point. Otherwise, pretty much anywhere else, you're in range to either get shot in the head or spammed pretty easily by soldiers and demos.
Yeah, one thing I've learned playing a bit of this map is that the telly actually can be kind of important. So if you look, it makes me think of back to good old horrors of Borneo, and maybe even upwards sometimes, where it takes, like, you have to walk the mortar to get from spawn to first. Like, you have to just go on, like, a big old hike. So getting rid of that telly on first is actually a very, very good fix. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw players just trying to sap the telly. That's why you see that, like, kind of safe corner over there, just because you don't want the telly going there. Otherwise, you know, you're going to have to walk a very, very long way. But Jacob is behind. He is on the fence. He's actually going for a sap, unable to get the sap. As we have the sacks going in, Bull's going to get launched back as Blank collects 2 easy kills. There are some hurt players on red, but no actual real damage done. That's going to be Lenny falling as well.
Yeah, they did pick up the gun, which Rebel's already building back to level 1. I think probably should be able to get to 2 or 3 by the time another push comes in.
Ooh,
so
honestly, 2K on the flank.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Jay and Blank just, you know, crushed up in the corner there. I think we take those. With the flank dead, that's going to open up a lot of space for players to exchange, as the exchange does happen, but Blue is losing a lot of players right now, and they're going to have to, you know, get their spawns, but fortunately they're in offense, so they spawn pretty much instantly. But that teleport is still up, and Jay and Blank are going to be right back.
Yeah, I mean, even, you know, Jacob probably wants to grab that teleporter, like you said. It's in a pretty neat spot.
He has to run all the way to spawn.
Yeah,
oh, Joey Lemon sets a tactical nuke, killing DT, getting a ton of rockets off and damage. Hunter's just streaming forward. Does he get Mujet? No, the bow didn't save him. No, Hunter's just killing everyone. WM1. And they clean up the medic. Toys trying to run away, but it's getting hunted down, and it's going to be a full wipe. And that, a little bit of a disaster there for Fast Fourth. That is a complete wipe. 9 men down the board.
Yeah, and this really makes trying to hold B pretty much a foregone conclusion, because already most of the players that can play forward for fun, oh my god, how many times did I say four, are already forward and holding in on B. So B is pretty much done. It looks kind of like a half hold is happening, or no, Rebel's just kind of building the gun close to the spawn. Yeah,
it looks like they're trying to fight or just sack. They do manage to get Casper, so they're going to try to go for this refight. But these are some pretty gnarly doors to try to walk through. Joey Lemon's going to get the gun on the side. And they did get Casper, but at what cost? They have Uberad, but the cart's ever inching closer. I don't really know if they're going to be able to settle up into a hold as we have Jacob. He's going for a stab, or he's thinking about going for a stab on Rebel, and he manages to get Rebel. So another kill. Like we mentioned, this could be a spy paradise, as he is going to finally get caught, going to get counter espionage, but the cart is still ever getting closer. It's been just steadily pushing this whole time.
There goes Casper. Mujet took down Lenny and then headshot onto Casper, so took down 4Fun's medic. And yeah, I'm really shocked the way this turned out. I mean, the cart did have a long way to go, so it wasn't like the easiest push for Team Fun. But at the same time, the fact that this has turned into a full hold now on B is impressive.
It's a little scuffed. You see people respawning. Jacob's going on an epic mission to go try to... He's on the Toy, and Toy just gets the force on Toy in the corner. So that's pretty good for if they can keep everyone alive. Joey Lemons is going to fall, but that's, you know, kind of pity frags compared to the overall objective of getting an Uber out and having Uber at. And Jay's going to die to a sentry trying to make a play happen, but unable to really do too much. This is looking pretty good for actually Team Fun right now. Mujet is going to pick up Lenny, so Mujet kind of winning the sniper duel right now as we speak. Lenny sitting down there with 1 point. Not ideal, but they're going to get the D off of it. You take this.
Yeah, Poseidon got a number of kills, but still holding forward right now.
Not.
Yeah, I can't tell. It kind of goes back and forth. Like, a number of kills went in the favor of Fast Fourth. Sorry, lost it for a second. And then immediately it looked like 4Fun had a little bit of ground, but then it just goes right back. So they're just continually running their heads to the brick wall, but the Uber does come out.
They're all Toys so hurt. Can they get the feet up on Toy? Toy's gonna get the pack, gonna live with 105 HP right now, and they're getting the cart up. They're just deathballing on the cart, but Jay-Eazy's on a 3K on the cart. He's gonna stay alive for now, and he's actually gonna live through all of that. And Casper. Jay's on Casper. Jay's gonna get the easy kill on the Casper, but they got their overall objective of the second point, which, granted, it can be a bit of a roadblock, but considering how favorably it started out for them, 4 minutes, they're gonna be kicking themselves over that one.
Yeah, absolutely. They had such a good start to it, kind of stalled out there. And I mean, this is where maybe you're going to try to make up some of the ground, but Toy did manage to survive as Casper went down. So they're looking at a pretty hefty Uber ad. So I don't know if they're, you know, if you can
see
try
if
to get
Let's
the
see if
gun,
they're proactive with it. They're just going to try to sec, and they're going to get Toy immediately with the drop. Jay falling as well means that's a pretty successful sack, and it's ended up just a 2 for 2. They're going to lose Joey, making it not a 2 for 2, but Spy is coming back, and Team Fun, they're not getting card time right now, but they're making a lot of progress elsewhere. And Lenny's gonna fall, just trying to get an angle, but unable to get too much working right now. But non-tupleist points, I don't know what the word is. Went from 1 to 9, which is pretty good.
Yeah, so at this point, I mean, I'm kind of surprised that they haven't really put much time on the court. Triple does jump on it now, so it's pushing a little bit forward, but the gun is just being
Jay's going for a sack.
Oh, is he gonna? No,
he
nothing.
Gets
well,
he kind of gets a force, but they might have just, you know, they were kind of prepared to go in anyway. Blank's gonna fall. That's a pretty good player, as Jay-Z's gonna get Lenny on the back end, and there's a bit of a fight going on. Honesty gonna fall as Triple, but overall, Jacob gonna get Mujet, Melon's gonna fall, and Hyphen's gonna die. Their Spies are just farming everyone, but it's not enough, and that's gonna be a successful third hold and rather not a hold, a push. That was a pretty easy third push too in the end. Took a little bit, but under 2 minutes, you take it.
Yeah, both medics did go down. Joey Lemons jumped in, picked up Toy towards the tail end of that Uber. So now with 5:52 through 3 points, they're hoping just to close this out pretty quickly. This already looks like a little bit crazy of a last, but just with the momentum.
Oh, there's a sack going in. They get Toy. Joey Lemons just nuking Toy. Jacob's onto Mujet and gets Mujet, so all the important players are just dying everywhere as blue team, they're just flooding onto the cart with only 4 players up. I don't know how much they can do. DT is to run into spawn, and look at this cart pressure. Even if they get this, it's so close. There is the rollback they have to deal with, but in DT, does he have enough? So many people fall in the pit, but that's going to be a cap, and a 635 at the end of the day, you take those.
Yeah, 635, and they hit the eruption button. You're feeling pretty good. You're feeling pretty good about that if you're Team Fun, especially with like we said, how the second point kind of turned out. I mean, you turned that into a little bit more of a kind of what it should have been, and this could have been pretty simple steamroll. But at the same time, you can't really, butterfly effect. If they'd walked right through second, who knows what the third hold would have looked like.
Oh goodness, yeah. And
yeah,
oh no, you go.
Well, I was gonna say, now we've got Team Fun taking up the defense. They've set their mark, and I don't know. I'm curious to see how Fast Fourth are on offense. I was kind of happy with some of the ways that they were playing the defense. I was impressed, but ultimately, we'll see how this shakes out.
They did a good job preventing Lenny from playing the game until they didn't, and then he got a bunch of kills. But defense sniper is a lot easier than offense sniper, especially for teams doing a little bit of trolling, which, that's why they're called Team Fun. Sometimes you do just a little bit of trolling. And 635 overall, that's pretty good. I think this is one of those points where you can realistically hard hold on any point. Some payloads are just like that, like Swiftwater, other than First, is kind of like that. You can just hard hold it on the points, and we'll see if Team Fun can get one out there, as Poseidon can immediately fall to whatever silly bull trap there was. As I see Jacob's getting just currently shot above the roof, having a tough time out there.
We'll see. It looks like he's going to survive, maybe cause some things for his team over in the back line. So right now, we're just kind of looking for position. Here comes the bomb in. DT getting some nice pipes down, manages to force off the Uber, and now 100% advantage sitting in the hands of Toy. So once they get the cart, or once they get kind of up to the cart with their full numbers, I think we're going to see the push come out. But they got to be careful because Lenny is lurking.
Lenny is lurking, and Jacob is going to pick up Mujet, but Mujet going to spawn pretty quickly. And we'll see if Jacob can call this Uber, and if the Uber even comes out, what they can do with this. It is possible to drop a medic on first. I've seen it happen in some scrims, so we'll have to see if they're able to get this Uber off, and that's another Mujet kill. So Lenny just winning the SPS right now, which is so important for just the space for his team. Triple's going to fall, but Lenny's just collecting all the headshots he wasn't getting on offenses. Here comes an incoming Uber, and Team Fun's almost built their Uber back up. They're at 90%.
Yeah, and
they're actually going to get this. That's crazy.
Yeah, because they had to just wait on it. DT is gonna go in. Good flash. I mean, I think that's. Oh, well, it wasn't a bad start, but immediately they get BTFO'd by Hunter, and they get nothing out of the Uber.
Oh, they do get something on the post, though, as Team Fun is just vaporizing and out of the server. Triple is going to end up meeting with Casper, and they're going to be able to escape, but the Uber looked well, but the post, not so much, you know. Just Casper and Triple left alive, and this might be another hard wipe on first into maybe a lack of B-hold, but Team Fun is going to spawn pretty quickly, but there's going to be a fight for these doors again.
Yeah, and I wonder on that last point, I know DT obviously jumped in. I don't know if he got a pipe onto Casper, which made Casper feel like he needed to pop, but honestly, it would have been interesting if they managed to kite it and then hold on to the Uber. They might have held on to that point, but you know, let's focus on the second point now here, and we got some numbers in for Team Fun. It looks like they're going to try to hold, but the Uber does come out.
Oh, he just fooled the entirety of Team Fun. There's a couple players there who bought the disguise, and Hunter going to end up being the victim there. As a little unfortunate, but Blue Team is going to make some space, and there's going to be an Uber exchange happening. Team Fun gonna have slight Uber descent as Casper's gonna get nuked by Jay just out of the server. Jacob's gonna get rejected again, so the offensive snipers so far have not really been able to play the game that much. A lot of dead snipers I've been seeing.
Yeah, I like the idea of the Uber in response for Team Fun, but I think they just overcommitted a little bit. Once that Uber was kind of falling apart, or not falling apart, but like fading, rather than backing out, Casper just gets caught in and you end up losing your medic. So
it's gonna be a dry fight though.
Yeah,
but DT gonna fall. That's gonna signal the end of that. As back to the drawing board, but they have 30% to work with. And, yeah, you can take those. As Lenny gonna fall to Mujet, so Mujet winning the offensive SVS. That's pretty good for opening up a lot of space potentially. But Team Fun does not want to back up that much. They're still playing the corner. They're playing these very close because even though never mind. There goes Casper. Mujet getting Casper again, so a sniper and medic should be able to push this point. I hear more headshots ringing out as Bull's gonna fall to the bleed. And this isn't looking too great for Team Fun, but they're still not leaving.
Yeah, they're fully committed. Maybe just saying, let's see what we can get and reset for third point. The gun did go down. Respawns are coming in. Looks like they got a back spawn too. So I don't know, depending on how aggressively Fast Fourth want to do this, they could try to just get everyone forward and maybe just leave their scout and engineer to push the cart. And it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, there's going to be another fight as Poseidon's going to immediately nuked. DT's going to get immediately nuked as Casper's going to fall again to Jay. Hunter not able to clean that up quite in time, but the rest of Fast Fourth, meanwhile, is kind of collapsing, and there's a lot of deaths. But most importantly, no toy deaths. That's going to be another Uber ad for the side of Fast Fourth on offense. But only 215 to work with means that their time is kind of ticking down. If they want to build up this Uber, they're going to have to get third and then maybe potentially roll it into fourth, or at least get something out of it other than just third.
Yeah, that's right. You know, the tough thing sometimes about going second, you know, you're just watching your time tick away, and maybe some of that desperation starts to sink in and just say like, okay, we got 2 minutes left. We really need to make something happen. And at that point, you're not really always playing your best. You're just like pushing, which can get you in a tough spot. So
yeah, you don't have the timing down. A lot of things can go wrong. As this Uber is getting sent, was that Bull who did that? Someone just got sent, like, actually, mission to Moon there. That big old massive rocket to the skybox. And they're going to get a lot of space off that. They're going to get Jacob. They're going to get Honesty. But Team Fun, they're still committing here, and this might be the death of them as Daisy gets Lenny, gets Bull. Red Team's going to force, but there's so many players to shoot, and it's just Hunter. They're going to get Melon, and that's kind of it. Maybe they're going to be able to back up the last and preserve their medic, but Fast Fourth, a minute to push last, and last can be notoriously a little tough to push on pretty much any good or well-designed payload. We'll have to see what Fast Fourth's plan is, because they're going to need a good one here.
Absolutely, yeah. Hyphen trying to get that gun up, but really just not enough metal to get it to a level 2. It's already being kind of spammed down. He's spending most of his metal just trying to repair it. So it might just be a level 1 and hoping that everyone else on the team can pick up the slack. 45 seconds as the time starts to tick down. Triple goes in, takes a couple of shots, backs up, tries to get some heals, and he's just kind of flirting around. Nothing too much. Oh, Jet going down. That's a good pick.
Yeah, I see Joey Lemon's doing some massive nuclear bombs, just opening up the spaces. Blue is going to pop their Uber. Red doesn't have yet, but the blue Uber, they're using the Uber to get through the door, and not much else is. Melon's going to fall, Black's going to fall. They get the sentry, and they're going to get Lenny. That's a pretty good pick, but the red team has the Uber, and they're going to be cleaning up the medic. We do have Jay. He's going to shoot people, but that's going to be it as 13 seconds left. Blue team's going to need some sort of miracle to happen, and I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I honestly, even if they jumped on at this point, probably take too much time. So honestly, a very close and impressive first round here. Team Fun are going to take it just by the skin of their teeth, but you know, that I think that was worth the price of admission so far. It's been a competitive match through this first round.
It has. We haven't seen a real last hold yet. You know what I mean? Like both, like Team Fun kind of just rolled through last, and the Mel team only had like a minute to push last. So they had to kind of rush it. So we haven't even seen really how bad like the defenses can be in terms of like how long it can take to push the map. You know, we haven't seen any hard holds yet. It's been pretty much like a minute. It's been 2 minutes, and then something breaks somewhere, and everyone just wipes. I've been noticing a lot of hard wipes, and I think that's a testament to the fact that the map's new means that people aren't going to be super clear on how to back up. You know, where to leave places, what situations to back up in, because I see a lot of players committing and really staying in for these fights and dying. Whereas I think on, you know, Upward or Swift, you'd see people leaving way earlier.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. It feels like a little bit of a shorter map too, right? So like almost like on Upward, if you're just like, okay, we're gonna back out first, you know, we're just gonna give up at the first sight of resistance, and we're, you know, gonna get a really strong second hold. Part of that is just the distance between the two, whereas it feels like on this map, even if the cap time between the first point and second point is pretty far, you have a pretty quick flank that you can jump into. So at that point, if you're, you know, if you're really going to try to hold the second point, if you're playing defense, yeah, you have a really good shot of just getting hard wiped, kind of like you said. And I think some of that just could be the distance that you can cover on offense.
Also, I was hyping up Jay. I should have been hyping up Joey Lemons. Good lord, with a 359. Top damaging his team by 50 DPM. So Joey Lemons out here doing something horrible to Fast Fourth on Soldier is. That's pretty impressive, you know. It's payload, it's soldier. Maybe this is I was hyping this up as a spy map, and look at Jay-Z going 16 and 12. Jacob not having the greatest KD, but he also, you know, he's also the main caller. He has a lot of things to do, and that could just be a product of how his team's playing. But maybe this is a soldier map, because I'm seeing some wonderful things from Joey Lemons out there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been impressive. I want to see actually. I know for a fact he got a couple of medic picks. I want to see exactly the number.
I'm looking at the stats. Let's see. Jay got 4 med picks. Okay, so Jay didn't have that many like number of picks, but that's some high quality right there. 4 med picks. Ujet got 3 med picks, and Joey got 3 med picks too. So just a lot. And Joey got 4 demo picks. He's so the quality of the pick. You know, it's a very steady diet. It's not like he has like this unfortunate diet of like scout and spy kills or something. You know what I mean? He's not like just out here just like farming the engineers and the spy while all the important classes go off and have fun. He's killing the big boys.
Absolutely. I mean, anytime that you can get a demo down, and well, I mean, medics notwithstanding, honestly, any of those combo classes, your heavies, your demos, taking them down gives you such a good advantage to push, because just the damage sponge that the heavy is, or the just the damage output and area denial, of course, that a demo can do. But you know, I'm okay. So kind of a little bit of a pause between the two rounds, and I think that makes sense. Stress. Yeah, especially, you know, you're Fast Fourth. You were close, but no cigar, and you don't want to walk away from this without some, you know, some match points at least, because this is winnable. I mean, you can absolutely walk in, take another close one, bring it into the overtime half, and you know, sneak out. I say sneak out a win, like they're not a close match team, but like,
no,
you know,
sometimes you gotta, sometimes you do gotta, you know, take that win and run.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, take a little bit of time. I think they're promising things from both teams, and really, I think we're both agreeing maybe the one thing to clean up or just be aware of are those hard resets, like losing all 9 players on your way, trying to, you know, piece together a hold on a point that maybe you're better served just kind of like playing a little bit more passively.
Yeah, I think it's interesting too that Blue got more kills in both halves there. I guess not halves, rounds. Like I guess not blue, but how do I put it? The melon team, fast forward, they got more damage by like 5,000, which in such a short game is actually a pretty decent number. Like DT did a ton of damage, Jay-Z was farming, Mujet was farming, and but it just doesn't matter on payload. You got to get the dub, and you can do as much damage as possible. But if you just if you all you can wipe the enemy team a ton of times, but you just all 9-man wipe once, that could be it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that kind of speaks to a little bit the fact of maybe Team Fun found a way to kind of like put together their holds in a couple spots just to steal a couple more seconds. I mean, we saw the cart was 10 seconds from being capped in a perfect world, right? So
yeah,
even just scraping together 15 20 seconds here and there just over time is the difference between winning a round by 2 seconds or losing a round by 2 seconds. And yeah, so even though the fact of Fast Fourth maybe having more impressive stats or the slight edge, I guess, in the stats, maybe it just shows that Team Fun overall just were playing more cohesively as a unit in terms of like the strategy that they brought to the table.
Yeah, and I have a hot prediction actually for the second half. The first half was really fast on both sides, right? That means we're going to see like an impossibly long hold from someone. I don't know who, but it's going to take like a million years to push some point. I'm calling it. It always happens. You have one half that's really, really fast. Both teams kind of don't have an offense or don't have a defense. And then one team remembers that, hey, if we don't let them cap, we win. And then they just do that.
Yeah, well, that's a fair point. Well, real quick, and while we have a second,
we got some stickers.
Yeah, let's talk about the merch that is available. Check it out. Shop.rgl.gg. You can get stickers. You can get T-shirts. There are some pretty awesome designs that you're seeing on your screen right now, and you have the opportunity to support the league. You have the opportunity to support the players themselves too. As you can see, a couple of those designs were made by Jay, who's chilling in the server right now. And maybe you want to support Jay and pick up one of his designs. He gets some kickbacks for that. So I mean, there's some awesome design merch, and you can help a player out, you can help the league out, and you can help yourself out. Kind of look cool,
Look at Jay. Don't you want to support that man? Look at him go.
Absolutely. Gotta
those are some actually some nice t-shirts. What a multi-talented man. Like one of the best TF2 players designs t-shirts. What can't he do?
I don't know. What can't he do?
I don't know.
We gotta get him in the casting booth.
True. We have to see how Jay is casting. Maybe we'll find something he can't do.
Gotta put him behind the scenes like Dolphin. See, I don't know if anyone can do what Dolphin can do.
True. That's actually very true. I gotta wait till the game's over before that shout out. So much to talk about.
So much. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to pick back up on the point you left off on before we just talked about
I already forgot it. Good luck.
Yeah, me too. I'm lost. I did hear one team ready up. Jacob is just the only one sitting in spec right now, so we've got 17 ready to go. Maybe just a little bathroom break. Maybe a little.
I'm reading the chat right now. People are apparently I didn't see this, but apparently Bowl of Mayo burned to death on one of the holds because Hunter ran out of ammo. He just sat there, just slowly burning to death, and that's why they lost the hold. Apparently, very sad.
Boy.
Hate to see it. -1 on the pyro.
Well, those are the things that you hope to clean up the second time around. Maybe that's what the long hold was about. They just really had to talk about what happens in that situation. Like, what do I do next time I'm on fire?
What do we what do we do? My demo was on fire. I can't help it. But we're gonna settle into Team Fun having the defense first. And I think that now that one thing I've noticed actually that's kind of funny is I feel like if you have a low amount of time to defend, it tends to like make your defense a little worse, and that like you can be like, oh, we could give up this point. We only have 3 minutes to hold, and then it happens again and again. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Giga hold here at some point, especially on last. We haven't really seen too much of last, and I feel like last can be really gnarly. Same thing as second.
Absolutely. I mean, when I was looking around and I saw the second point, I mean, obviously, there are a lot of twists and turns in there, but and there are some opportunities for the offensive team to like diversify where they're coming from, but a really solid hold there. If your sniper's locking down one of those sight lines and the gun is staying up and your demo's got stickies, yeah, that absolutely looks like a nightmare to push. But here we are opening up. We're gonna see Fast Fourth now try to set the time, and I always like to see this too, because obviously they couldn't make it at about that 6-minute mark, but I'm curious to see what they can muster on offense as Jay goes down early.
Jay does go down early, potentially just getting ready for a sack. I do like how I see multiple former Fast Fourth players betting 50-minute times in the chat. Love to see it, keeping up the SGC legacy. As Fast Fourth, they're kind of just AFK right now. They're getting ready for their sack, getting ready for Jay to respawn again. As they actually gonna Uber straight away, not even gonna go with the sack. Their medic is out. The gun has been brought back and is gonna fall. But no deaths, as there's going to get the teleporter down as well, and that's going to be actually a pretty big pick on versus Jay is on the parent pool. This man is trolling. Well, look at him. He's just floating through the skybox. Somebody shoot him. Nobody's shooting Jay.
No.
There we go.
Okay,
Finally. His legs are beamed out of the sky.
Well, Hyphen gonna start building that gun back up. I mean, pretty successful hold so far from Team Fun. This is where you got to be a little bit careful. I mean, well, they're losing some numbers. Triple's down. Joey Lemons is down.
They also tell you too. Watch this. Watch how long it takes for them to actually walk back. They're probably gonna have to give up. Yeah, they're gonna just give up.
Yeah,
first.
they gotta.
They don't want to have a repeat of the disaster they had earlier. Fast forward, they're gonna try to get aggressive, and Sand might be the odd man out here. They're actually gonna go for the flank. They're gonna get Hunter, but that's gonna be his Mujet's behind, and he's gonna get mercilessly gunned down by Jacob. And I like the attempt at the sack, and they got their man. I guess they got honesty. Good job. Heavy down. It's a lot of DPM, but they're actually gonna have a real second hold for the first time this match.
Yeah, Team Fun getting a little bit lucky there too, because I honestly thought Casper was going to go down. They held on just a little bit too long, so that when Casper was backing out through that elbow, there was a DT got a sticky right underneath him, so it went flying in the air, but he was able to get out. But here comes the Uber walking in. Casper's going to respond in kind. The gun is wrangled, so it's going to stay up. Just a good hold so far, but I think maybe just Fast Fourth, we're just trying to trade the Ubers and hopefully now just try to push
J down,
some picks.
J down, push. DT down, push. Get it, no explosives. They can only damage one player at a time. And Toy's down too. Everyone's dying. No one even died. They just they found the right angles, and Jacob's gonna get the stab on the Toy, and that's gonna be it's a little bit of a disaster for Blue. As they're even look at Team Fun. They're pushing forward. They want to forward this.
Oh wow, yeah, completely.
Jacob's killing everyone. Jacob finally got tired of getting out-fragged by Jay-Z, and he's gonna get the Kelly #birth, I suppose, but he's not gonna be able to call the rotations now. But we're gonna settle to a forward hold. I know Team One really likes to find all these exotic forward holds that make people really sad and want to not play anymore. And this could be one of them. We'll have to see. This is the first time we're actually seeing this in the cast.
Yeah, I mean, I like the aggression. It's high risk, high reward. We'll see how exactly it shakes out. I mean, the fact that Hyphen has fully committed too. I mean, they're not just keeping a couple players forward. They put their entire team.
How do you push this? Look at this. Well, they can see you coming through the fence. Oh, they do actually get forced? Okay, that's how you push it. You just spam force enemy medic. That's pretty good. That's a good way to do it. As, yeah, I mean, now they have full Uber, but the question is, do they commit to the staying short here and just watch this Uber potentially? Jacob is in a position to call this. Okay, this is huge. If Jacob can call where this Uber's coming from, actually he's going to get hunted down by Blank, it appears.
Yeah, definitely that advantage goes two ways, being able to see where they're coming from and just being able to use that fence as a shield. DT was just spamming pipes down there. We'll see exactly.
DT's going to fall. That's really unfortunate.
Oh.
Yeah, going to get him with either a trap or just spam. I did not see, but they're going to get Jacob. That's, again, pretty good. That means it's going to be a lot harder for Team Fun to have information on where the enemy is, but 30% still only left to build the Super, and the card still has a ways to go. The main thing in the forward hold is even if it doesn't, hard hold them, look how much card time it bought. They have to, get the card up and then they have to push, and that's gonna buy enough to get the Super.
Yeah, we've got Lenny looking at the cart. He's going to take down Rebel. So the cart's not moving forward as the Ubers do get traded, going back and forth. Still looks like mostly in the favor of Team Fun. They do lose a few players, including Honesty and Hunter. So actually, we'll see if if Fast Fourth can get their numbers back up. The faster spawns on the offense, they might have a chance to just push through and finish this cap off.
Yeah, they definitely they're trying to get some space, and again, Jacob's dead again. Although he's doing a lot of work, he's still kind of at the top of the scoreboard, at least kind of up there with Lenny, who's currently on a 7K right now. So Lenny finally plugged his monitor in and is able to do things that we normally expect Lenny to do. Did his defense sniper on payload, so some of them are probably just making kills on like the NG pushing their card. But still, honestly, gonna take the heavy v heavy and gonna smoke Poseidon, and that's gonna be the end of that. As Jay not gonna be able to do too much. Rujek gonna fall as well. And Fast 4 can't even get in really position to do stuff because they just keep losing players before the push actually starts. Team Fun, just the aggression and random doors is catching people off.
Yeah, and this is kind of the nightmare scenario we were talking about a little bit over in the break, how the second point could really be tough because you've got Stickies over on that left side, the flank. No one's really pushing out up top. Oh, here comes the
here's like myself. Like
yeah.
That's the unfortunate part. They're gonna get triple, but DT's gonna fall again. Rujet's gonna fall. Demo Sniper down. Not an ideal start to your pushes. They're gonna get Lenny, so that's pretty good. As Hyphen, he's on the spy, and the spy, he's gonna get the sap off, but not gonna get the overall gun. And that's gonna be another successful hold, but at what cost? As Jacob, Lenny, Honesty, and Triple are all down, and just on the kind of support classes to really get this one out. As they're gonna have another gun sap, and this one might actually stick. As Hyphen's gonna get sniped.
Yeah, there goes the gun. They've got Joey Lemons and and Hyphen down, like you said. The cart is continuing to push forward. They're just so close. They gotta finish it. Oh, Triple comes in.
Oh, Casper died. Rujet gets Lenny too. Rujet with the double body shot kills him. That's gonna be a third push, but that was longer than the entirety of the offenses we saw last game.
Yeah,
and still might have a third and a fourth in there, depending on how Team Fun elects to actually hold this.
Yeah, Fast Fourth are going to try to get forward, but Team Fun are ready for it. Mujet dies immediately. Jacob takes down Jay. And let's see, Triple in a little bit of a fight.
Jay-Z's put out by Hunter too. Hunter's chasing Jay-Z around the map. Jay-Z actually going to live for the time being, going to get all the way behind. As Jay-Z's still getting hunted down by Hyper. Look at this, the crust. He's getting chased the last. He actually managed to live, so brought people back. Jacob's going to fall. So the spy checking from Blue has been pretty good so far, but for that 15-second respawn, Team Fun's not gonna have Jacob Brawl, which means not as much information, but they have the Subaru to work with.
Yeah, right now, Blank trying to push that cart forward as much as he can. Triple is on the case, though. Kind of spams him off a little bit, grabs the pack. Probably link back up with the combo. I want to see Triple go off a little bit, but I respect it. I understand. You want to make sure you stay alive. There's not too much you're gonna do. Yeah, exactly. Not too much you're gonna do.
Oh my god, Bull's just getting rolled by the enemy combo. Actually get the force off, but it'll do too much as Toy is gonna get on this Uber, but a lot of players are dying in the meantime. Uber doesn't matter too much if there's not that many players to Uber. They're gonna buy their time, wait for this. That was a good, kind of force in that they tried to save Bull, but unable to successfully save Bull. And he's gonna spawn in time. I don't know if he's gonna actually be here in time for this fight. He's gonna be here for the post, but who has this nice Uber to work with? We'll have to see how they like to actually try to push this. As here comes they got a sick, they got a banner, and they got a, that's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, that's a beautiful jump in. They created so much space. If they can get that gun down, that cart's gonna get up into the top. Joey Lemons bombs in, takes down DT.
Oh, Blank's behind. Blank's behind. Oh, he gets the Hyphen gun has just been botting. Somebody checked in PC.
That gun needed to go down. They had so much space. If that gun goes down, I think you really do have the opportunity. Joey Lemons jumping in and just, sowing the seeds of discord, just chaos over near the cart, and it just means Team Fun are going to continue this really solid hold.
Every time I'm on the Jacob PFD, he's just getting ruthlessly, mercilessly hunted down, which I don't blame him. That's their job, but it's just sad to see is he's still top of the scoreboard despite all of these shenanigans going on. But Jay's gonna go for a deep hook, and he's gonna be able to get Lenny, and he might actually live. Oh, he's not too careful. How Hyphen? They're trying to wrench him. Jay-Z lived. That's insane. Somebody stop that. That is down both the pit classes. The gun's gonna get another kill on the Blank. So this gun is doing a lot of work. As Hyphen does have a boomstick. I see it. He's got the glowing gun.
Well, DT jumps in. We got the Uber trade going back and forth. Just looking for that post-Uber fight, who's going to come up with the advantage. Right now, Team Fun just looked like they continue to have good positioning. Joey Lemons on that post-Uber, he has been just an animal, just so scary to deal with. And the picks continue to fall in Team Fun's favor, and we're back at it. We're just going in circles, it seems now.
Not to toot my own too much, but you've played too much Highliner, but I can perfectly predict how the game is going to go once I saw that first half. I just knew it. I smelled something. Something in the water just gave it away. I knew. As Jacob, he's gonna be ready. Oh, he actually defocus, and there he goes against it. Fast Fourth is doing a good job killing Jacob. Everyone else, not so much. Now, Jacob dying for his team's sins. As the Ubers are gonna be pretty close. Gonna be a slight Uber ad for the side of Fast Fourth, but not enough to really push off of. As I've been noticing, I think you mentioned this, that might not be the greatest offense. So, oh, Casper is actually not gonna get the Uber. That's gonna be a massive clump DT.
Yeah, this is huge. Numbers down for Team Fun. I think they're just going to completely back out. This finally might be the point. Triple's going to stay in. He's going to go down. And here we go. Point's going to get capped. Jacob is behind enemy lines. We'll see if he can snag anything. He's not going to stop the cart, but... No, he's found.
Oh, plenty down. This might be a roll in the last if Team Fun's not too careful. They're down a bunch, and they're kind of bleeding players at inopportune times. And look at Team Fun's positioning. They're already in. Jay's going to fall. That's a pretty good start, but 10 minutes already. This is kind of already turned into a disaster push for Fast Fourth. As Jacob, he's going to go. Can he get Bujet? He's 37. Bujet's got the jukes. Going to live. As Team Fun actually manages to equalize a bit. They're still down their medic. The huge plays there, but... You know, they equalized a bit. Enough time for get their respawns. You know, try to stuff this incoming Uber ad push.
Absolutely. Keep your players alive. You're at 95%. You know, no stupid times. No stupid moments. Just keep your players alive is what I'm trying to say. The Uber does come out. They take out the gun. Joey Lemons falls. They got to try to see if they can get some more picks.
Boomstick.
With the boomstick. There it is. Takes down DT, but Jacob Hyphen, they do both fall as the cart continues to push forward. Bull spamming onto the cart. Hunter pushing people away.
Blank is two-shotting everyone. Somebody stop this man. And there's going to be no one to stop him, as that's just a full wipe. All 9 players dead for Team Fun. Means it's the last point cat, but 11:37, not ideal.
No, not ideal. We're talking almost double what we saw in the
that's true.
In the first half, yeah.
And they didn't even again, we haven't seen a real last hold yet. All the last holds have been like, they've snowballed from third so much that we've seen like, what, a minute all last? I know they can do better than that, but 11:37, I'm sure it's gonna be not too much, well, that's not true. There might be some complaining from Team Fun. Despite the name, sometimes Team Fun is not so much fun, but I'm sure they're gonna have a lot of fun once they get the dub in the end, as that's what's important.
Yeah, well, and one thing that's interesting about that last, new map, it's being, play tested in real time in some ways, and we're actually getting to see exactly how it plays. I'm curious to see how the other matches early in the week actually went down, but like that distance between third and last is not very long, and although there are sight lines that are blocked, I wonder if just because it's such a short distance, whenever you clean up on third,
they can get a really good third to last.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you got to be pretty passive, really quick to back out, or your NG needs to stay alive to keep the gun alive. It seems if you're gonna really get a rock solid last hold, but also part of it too. Maybe teams just haven't figured out how to have a strong last. But either way, we're moving on. 11:37 is the objective for Team Fun. We're gonna see maybe Fast Fourth can force an overtime. They got to hold for quite a while to get us there.
I'm watching the Bull and Mio cam. I'm going to see if they want a second. DT's going to fall actually to Jacob. Just Jacob going for the psychopath poke. Going to get it. As I think with the demo dead, they might actually just like to spam instead of going for a sack, No demo to spam means oh, they're actually just going to exchange. That makes sense too. Just get the Ubers out. As Mujet's going to fall, that's going to mean they can just walk up and have a good old time.
Yeah, Ubers do go out. Melon going in just to air blast things back, and that's going to work out. Going up onto the cliff now is the combo of Team
Bull's
Fun.
Getting nuked out of the server. No, he gets rolled by blank. Is Blue gonna have a couple deaths? Just a couple. As the telly is still up, which again that might put a kind of a damper on Blue here. As they did exchange Ubers, Jacob's behind. We'll see what he can get here. He's gonna go in. And, is the timing correct for Jacob? He's in a good position to get something.
Yeah, Melon did just kind of come back around, so now Jacob's got to play a little bit more passive. It looks like there was a little bit of a window for opportunity, but he would have had to jump like in an instant. But Team Fun jumped right back onto the cart. Ubers are even, so that's not going to be part of it. It's just going to be pure DM. And right now, it looks like, the combo is down. DT, Poseidon, they both fall. We got to get on to a second hold now for Team Fun. Or
Yeah.
sorry, for Fast Fourth.
Yeah, so teleporter not going to matter that much in the end. Is that's going to be a pretty gnarly wipe. I've been saying that word a lot today, so yeah, gotta expand my lexicon. It's actually a new one for me. But oh, is Jay caught out? Okay, Jay is going to manage to get out, so we're going to see a refight from Red into second. But again, that hard wipe means they might not have as great a hold as Team Fun did. Team Fun had a pretty good hold, and part of that was they got out of first cleanly, and losing Toy, not gonna help.
Yeah, that is rough, and that gun just level 1, just being built up. Casper's going to have a huge 60 to 65% add probably at the very least. So, I mean, this is where Team Fun really, you know, the meat and potatoes of their hold, it seemed like. So, if Fast Fourth are looking to replicate that, they've got to figure out something quick to make this solid.
Yeah, they're gonna have to figure out something. Is maybe they'll get a hard hold somewhere, but Jacob Rebel is gonna catch out Jacob, but Jacob has he's got the dance moves and is gonna be able to dodge Rebel for the time being. But the Uber is coming in, and Jacob's gonna get legit. It's like being spotted only a couple of seconds earlier, and that's gonna be second. And now they have to settle to the third, but they're losing everyone at the tail end.
Yeah, yet again, I mean, it's only Jay and Toy left alive, and on the hunt, here comes Bull. Might take some down.
I'm seeing some bleed. I'm seeing some bleed. I also see another boomstick from Hyphen. He just has boomsticks all the time. Somebody stop him. As they're just holding out the doors. They might be stuck on last, and this is looking like a bit of a roll for now. As I don't even think they're going to be able to defend third. We might see a last hold, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, something crazy would have to go down in order for them to get third. I mean, they'd have to full wipe them and then be able to, like, push forward instantly. But either way, I mean, the cart at this point looks like it's going to get capped. Hey, you know what? We might get our wish. Maybe not exactly the way we thought, but maybe we'll finally see a last holds because they have all the time in the world to set up in the way they want.
They do have a lot of time to set up the way they want. As just going to get a 2K, and they're actually going to try to fight this or at least get the force, which they are able to successfully do, but Toy is Uber. Hyphen's gonna fall. Jacob's deep looking. He's gonna see if he can get the. They're actually gonna Uber in. That's experimental. They didn't block the cart. I guess they wanted to block the point, but unable to successfully do it means back on last with Uber Dishead. So high risk, reward not so much.
Yeah, and you know, keeping track of the enemy Uber is definitely part of the game, so you know they'll know they have ad. It's a slight ad. I mean, so there's going to be a tiny window that they could jump on it, but we'll see, you know, exactly how it all ends up shaking out. Good shot onto Honesty, the most forward player on Team Fun. So Mujet kind of finding a solid pick to just help his team build things up. Jacob harassing, being annoying. Oh, the gun goes down. That's not great.
Yeah, and Jacob's still alive, so he's able to, you know, still be in position to make the enemy team paranoid. As Lenny's gonna get through Jet, so that's a huge opening pick. As Jacob was about to get DT. Oh no, DT turns in the nick of time, but they don't get Jacob either, so he's still gonna be alive and in position. But look at Team Fun, they're just on the cart, they're on the low ground here, and they're just getting the cart with the Uber. Their goal is to get it to the little ramp and see what they can do, but everyone's dying.
Yeah, Lenny found Toy, and that is going to do it. Oh, J-Easy finds a couple.
He gets 3.
For the stats.
For the stats, always important. But that's going to be a roll of a half for Team Fun. Thoroughly showing Fast Fourth who's the boss on PL Erupted.
Yeah, oh boy. I mean, you know, after that first half, we said it. I mean, it definitely had all the makings of being a really close one. And I do think that, you know, if these teams played this map, I don't know, 3 times, you know, just talk about a best of 3, I do think there's a world where Fast Fourth do manage to take one of those matches. It's just that rough time trying to get through second, which then, you know, rolled its way into third as well. It just set them up for a really tall order to try to hold Team Fun for nearly 12 minutes.
And like you mentioned in the halftime, that something you mentioned was that we weren't really having clean transitions between points in terms of, like, they lose the point and then they lose more players. And the one really good hold Team Fun had on second was because they backed out of first early and had all of their players there for a second, so they actually had a second hold. Whereas I felt like Fast Fourth kept making the same mistakes and just kept they just kept bleeding players. They never really able to get a hold started before the enemy team was already in the point.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, it's one of those things. We've played Upward to death, just like,
Upward. That's why Upward's not in this season, actually.
Yeah, right. Like so a lot of these maps, like they've been played so much. You play them in pubs. You played them when you were just like playing Skyle servers before you even got involved in competitive. You know what I mean? So there's a
Yeah.
certain level of understanding on a map like this. You want to try to bring some of those same things and say, you know what, whenever our first hold kind of gets iffy, let's really focus on getting a solid second. But this again, this is a little bit of playtesting. This is the first experience for a lot of teams to say like, well, how exactly do we handle a first on this? And it's tough going up if you're fast fourth. I mean, obviously they're one of the top tier teams this season anyway, but going up against Team Fun on it's a tall order because you really do have to be perfect, and on a new map, it's hard to be perfect, of course.
It is hard to be perfect indeed. And looking at the stats, I think we were more correct than I expected with the various things we said in the pregame. Like I said, it was a good spy map, and Jacob went positive that last half. So when your spy's going positive, and when your spy is top scoring, has as many kills as your sniper, that's a good sign for your team. I mean, things are probably going well. Jacob was actually farming Jay of all people. Jay was Jay was just getting farmed by Jacob. So I don't know if there's a lesson to be learned there, but very very exciting stuff from Jacob. As we're gonna see the combined logs, see if we can find any patterns between both halves. Who actually top scored? A Blank and then Joey. So very very
And
good.
then Muchit and Lenny. I mean, separated
Yeah.
by look at those top like 6 spots. I mean, only separated by 3, and then it just drops down to 25. I mean, it's very concentrated up at the top, and it goes like red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. It's like it's crazy.
It's funny because like a third of Bujet and Lenny's kills are just on each other. Like they were just taking the SPSs constantly, just making sure one of them was a root from the server. But other than that, it's Bujet actually got 5 med picks. That's kind of crazy. Especially for losing both halves, that's actually pretty wild. But did everyone on Team One go positive? Hold on, other than Medic, obviously. Yeah, everyone went. Jacob almost went positive. Other than that, there was no real negative players in Team Fun. They were just having a good time overall. Staying true to their name. Team Fun. They had a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I mean, and I'm interested. I don't know come playoffs time if any team is going to necessarily choose this as their map, but I don't know. I think it would be interesting if you really really want to secure yourself a spot. But there's money on the line, obviously. So like you get to that point if you're a team that feels like you figured this map out at least to some degree. I think this is a map that you could sneak in a veto process and walk away with a pretty big advantage. I enjoyed watching it from a spectator perspective. I'm not sure exactly how players feel about it, but no matter what, any new map, people will complain. But it was a lot of fun to watch, and it was a good matchup. Despite the 2-0, it was a really fun matchup to watch between these two teams.
Yeah, definitely a fun matchup. I guess that's gonna start to wrap things up. We got anything on the docket for the post game?
Yeah, I mean, just something to shout out again, the TF2 Coaching Central. Looking for coaches. So if you are an experienced Sixes player, you could help grow the scene, right? This is the stuff that we've been doing all the time as the old heads, I guess. Not even the old heads, it's just anyone who's experienced. Pass down that knowledge, help others out. It's what's kept TF2 alive for this long. So we've got discussions happening over there. There's a video guide repository that you can use. Mentoring happens, demo reviews. It's a great resource. So if you're someone who you could use some resources and you want to take your game to the next level, jump on this opportunity. And if you're someone that wants to pass down some of that knowledge you have, take that opportunity. This is it's an awesome thing to be a part of.
Yeah, definitely. Helps out the community, which is really important. Especially those video guides, just the mentoring demo reviews, and just the newcomer to IM player plugs. They go a long way to help keep the community alive, keep the game thriving for all these years. But I think that's unless we have anything else, maybe some merch stuff. I think we're good otherwise.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, always. I mean, it's never a bad time to plug merch. Shop.rgl.gg. Check it out. Support support the players, support the league, support yourself, spend some cash. You got some. Don't buy more unusuals. Buy unusuals in real life, aka t-shirts and stickers.
True. Go help out Jay. Help make him feel better after his loss.
All right. Well, I think that about does it. I mean, thank you so much, Space Ghost. Of course, let's show some love to Dolphin continually.
Dolphin on the production, of course.
On the production, just like if I don't know if we want to come up with a boat analogy, but the constant steady, the captain, keeping the ship running smoothly throughout all these casts. We appreciate that. I don't know. Dolphin can't speak for himself, so is he a Mr. Krabs, a SpongeBob, or a Squidward? What are we saying?
I'm not gonna. I was gonna say he's Plankton, but that's mean. I'm gonna give it. I don't know. I'd say he's more of a. He's a Mr. Krabs, definitely.
He's already a sea creature. I mean, maybe he's
see there's you're SpongeBob. I'm Squidward. He's Mr. Krabs. Perfect.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you everyone for checking this out. I mean, an awesome cast on a Saturday night. We should be back Monday with another awesome one. All the schedules completely thrown off, but it was fun to watch some Highlander on a Saturday. Space Ghost, thanks for joining me, and
thanks for joining me as well.
Yeah,
cool. I guess we'll call it there. I've been Space Ghost casting with Fox Day. Thanks for watching some RGL Highlander, and good night.